Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Bobrat, and this is the Bureaucracy Show, a live podcast for the drifters by Drifter. Welcome once again to season 6, episode 6 of the Bureaucracy Show, and we really appreciate you joining us on this journey, on this long podcasting journey. Hope you guys have been enjoying things so far. As you can see, almost there, back in action. Just need a few more likes and a better mic, I think. Please let me know if the audio is okay. And if you just joined in, please could I ask you to share the podcast so that we get more people joining in and enjoying the podcast, sharing their thoughts as well. How's everybody doing? How's the weekend? What are you up to? What have you been up to? Has there been any drift action over the weekend? Any competitions? Let us know and let's chat about it. So today's episode is going to be very interesting. It may be borderline, um, it may be borderline controversial. Maybe some comments might be a little bit hot, a little bit pokey, a little bit, it'll cause a bit of a sting. But I think that it's important to have these kind of conversations. It's important to engage in these topics so that we can come to an understanding. And if there are any issues, then we can come to some sort of compromise or perhaps a resolution and make this beautiful hobby even better. And if we can join in, we can invite in more and more newer RC drifters, newer enthusiasts to join in this hobby and keep it going. As you all know, I'm a big advocate of the longevity of the hobby, of having more and more people join in and creating a, such a community that it lives on for generations to come. So the newer enthusiasts that actually come into the hobby realize and understand that RC drifting is more than just going out there onto a track and learning how to drift these radio control cars. It's more than that. That's only a small part of it. The bigger whole picture of it is actually the brotherhood that comes with getting into RC drifting. So hope you guys will join in today's conversation. Thank you to everybody who just joined in. I really appreciate it. This is your host, Bob Rock, and welcome to another episode of the B Rock RC Show, a live podcast for the drifters by a drifter. Today's episode, as I've mentioned a little bit earlier, it's going to be a little bit controversial. However, before we get into that topic, I'd like to just do a little bit of a show off for a newly launched product by a good friend of mine. You all know him, he's quite well known around the world. His name is William Krobler. He is the main man behind SRC, Sideways RC, and his products are renowned throughout the world. Whichever part of the RC drifting world that you go to, you will definitely either find his product or you will find people who know about his product. Now, recently, you guys would have seen, if any of you follow, you would have seen that he launched his own backfire kit. Now, this adds another layer of realism to your RC cars. There are quite a few, I won't say quite a few, there are a number of backfire kits out there, but a number of them are also a little bit hit and miss. Then you have the homemade brews as well, which are not bad. It does show a lot of ingenuity. However, they are more on the solo, singular, one-off scale. Now we have someone who's produced something on a commercial scale, but of high quality. And I'd like to show you guys just a short little video clip of Vivian explaining his backfire kit. sorry if the audio is like too loud. Let me drop it just a wee bit. A little bit more. That should be okay. Hopefully it's not too loud. Yeah, and that's it. So as you could see, it's quite a nice product that he's shown. Sorry, I'm just making sure that the video is coming through on the live. I didn't want. I don't know if it came to. If it did, let me know if it showed the video. I'm not 100% sure now. Um, I don't know why there's quite a delay on. Anyway, guys, please just let me know. I don't have a second screen to check if everything is working as it's supposed to. So please let me know if you guys manage to watch that. Anyway, back to the main topic of today. So we're going to be discussing brand ambassadors and their influence, if any, on the RC drifting community. How do they, how much of an impact do they have on RC drifting? How much of an influence do they have on you specifically? So we're going to explore that a little bit. I can relate to some extent because a few years back I was also one of these. I was also a brand ambassador. I was also a sponsored driver as well. So, and now that well, I'm not any of those things anymore, but it has given me great insight into what it means to be a brand ambassador or a sponsored driver. What do companies look for when they want to bring in one of these individuals? So I think I'm in a good place. I'm in a good position to answer both. If you do have any questions, or if you have any comments, please feel free to leave a comment in the chat, or you can DM me if maybe you don't want to chat about it now. So last week, I put up a post on the Worldwide RC Drift Group. That's a few days ago. But I put out a post there asking the very same question. How do these brand ambassadors influence your decision on RC drifting equipment or tuning parts, etc., etc.? How much do they actually help you, or what does it do for you, if anything? And I must say that the comments and the feedback that I got was pretty varying, and it created a really nice conversation. So we're gonna try and go through some of those things that a few people have said, and let's see what the outcome is. And obviously after that, I will give you my own, or in between, I'll give you my own perspective. So a number of people have said that it doesn't influence their decisions at all, which I found quite interesting. The one reason why I found it interesting was because a lot of the comments where a number of comments from people who said that it doesn't really influence their decision was seasoned drifters. For example, Masahito Sato, I hope I pronounced his name properly. So one of the things he mentioned was that he's not so much influenced with regards to the equipment, but more on the tuning. So that could be either mechanical or electronic tuning. And with that, he says that he looks at certain drivers, no driver in particular, but he looks at certain drivers to see how they drift, how does their car react. So he's looking at it more in-depthly. And if he likes what he sees, he'll try and get uh, some sort of idea of what tuning that driver has put into the chassis so that he could also try it out and perhaps use the same tuning and see the effect of that on his car and maybe make a few adjustments. Another really, really well seasoned, very, very knowledgeable RC drifter is Tice, whom a lot of you may know. It was also one of the judges for the RC Drift, the World Champs. And one of his comments is, it makes me think the equipment they use is suited for their driving style. And if I don't like their driving style, I stay away from the parts in the chassis. So that's also very interesting. So look at two seasoned drifters and how they approach this topic. So they look at more of the drifter than the parts of the chassis in terms of not necessarily influence, but inspiration, perhaps, or something new that they see that they could use. And then we have a few, perhaps they are seasoned RC drifters, but I don't know them too well. So to me, they're a little bit new. So a lot of them spoke about or mentioned that it doesn't influence their decision at all. They do what they want, they tune how they want, and that's it. I can understand, from one aspect, but you also gotta ask yourself, like, why are they a brand ambassador or the sponsorship? Surely the company or the manufacturer that's chosen these individuals will have a reason for choosing them, be it their illustrious career, be it their experience, be it their technical knowledge. What is it? So we can't immediately dismiss any of the ambassadors. We've got to understand or ask the question why. I did have one great comment from a team manager, I believe, for RCO, and here's what he had to say. I'll speak as his name is Kevin Tan. So thank you, Kevin Tan, for commenting on my post and bringing your perspective and your view of what it means to be a brand ambassador and the kind of person that you look for. I'll speak as a team manager. Our drivers are not so much sales support for RCO, but good ambassadors of the hobby. Aside from bringing back knowledge from different drift cultures, it's often about offering to help the new guy who can barely hold a drift, or putting some laps in with the guy who's not quite fast enough to tandem. Sure, they can all throw down in their own rights, but the focus is more community and chill vibe. So thank you again, Kevin Chen, for that. And now let's dissect it a little bit. So here is a team manager, somebody who looks at individuals and who can add value to the community and with the support of that company, which is RCO. So I find that quite interesting. I'm just going to go back to check the comments, if any. Sorry about that. What's up, guys? Okay, back looking at comments. Let me just go back to my other thingy. Okay, no comments. That's okay. You win some, you lose some. Sometimes you get the comments, sometimes you don't. It's fine. So yeah, Kevin Chan, thank you very much, buddy. Perhaps I can go back to that. So just give me a second. Let's go back and see what else other people have said. So together with yeah, we were busy dissecting what Kevin Chan mentioned as a team manager. I think he has great insight, and really appreciate the comment that he's made. So I find it interesting that he's looking more at the person and what value that person can add, not so much in terms of like competing and how successful he is on the track. From what I understand, from what I can see, Kevin looks at people who are successful more off the track, and besides off the track, more successful in a non-competitive drift situation. So I think that's pretty cool. It's definitely different from what I have come across and what I've experienced. Um, and I think the guys who have been chosen as an ambassador or as a sponsor driver, whichever way or whichever program Kevin is running or whichever way he's describing it, surely those guys are really, really good drifters and really good people. So well done to the guys that were chosen. And we find that a lot of people have actually agreed with him. So I find that very, very interesting. Earlier, uh, earlier back, or a number of years back, when we came across a sponsored driver, he was extremely successful, number one, always on the podium, a winner, going to a lot of competitions. And companies at the time use this as the model for what they are looking for in a drifter or in a driver. Someone who's successful, who's committed, who's on the podium a lot, who travels a lot, who can also provide tech support, and sometimes who's also able to assist with product development. And that profile of a drifter equated to a successful product, meaning that if, for example, and I'm just using this as an example, if Acme RC manufacturers develop a product and they manage to rope in the number one drifter uh, or a highly, highly decorated, successful drifter from wherever he is, and we get them to use their products, use Acme products, then it means that, or it certainly means that Acme products are number one, and if you use that, it will give you success. So I believe that used to be a model, or that kind of is a model. What I've and we'll get more into my own perspective a little bit later. So I think perhaps that's where it started. A lot of other people who have commented here all mentioned that they don't really influence their decisions. They enjoy more of the technical knowledge or the technical assistance they could provide, or they more look at getting news about the latest products, about what's coming out. Ooh, put my glasses back on. Wow, and things to that effect. Or they just say straight they don't, without giving any further context or explanation, which is fine, which is all good. It's totally up to them. Uh, their opinions matter as well, and we obviously we don't. So really, it's very, very interesting. Now we're going to get to a little bit of a controversial side, and then I'm going to put forward my comments. And just before I say all of this, a lot of sponsored drivers, brand ambassadors are actually my friends. A few of them are close friends. And what I'm going to say is by no means putting anybody down. This is merely a conversation. We are just posing questions and engaging in a dialogue. The whole idea behind this is to somehow make us better brand ambassadors, better sponsored drivers. It's also for the general drift community to understand where they come from, where the sponsored drivers stand, and and how they operate and how they got to behave because they are obviously under contract. So in today's, to get right into it, in today's sort of climate, as the different climate, and with the responses that we've gotten, we've got to ask: is there really a need for a brand ambassador? What does a brand ambassador mean in today's climate? What does a sponsored driver mean in today's climate? Did Kevin Tan hit it on the head? If you are a brand ambassador or a sponsored driver, I'd love to hear from you. Even if it's just a few words, you can drop a comment, and we can engage in that. So we're gonna and as I said, we're gonna ask, like, what is their duty now? How can they be better ambassadors or better drivers to today's RC drifters, the newer enthusiasts that come about, the newer guys that come in and say, "Oh no, you guys don't influence me at all. I'm going to do what I want to do," and etc. etc. How do we? How do you navigate around that? How do we become better? What are your duties? So I think, and I go back to what Kevin Chan has said, and after thinking about it a lot, I actually think that Kevin Tan's approach with what kind of brand ambassador and drifter he has procured is perhaps the way to go. Your brand ambassador doesn't necessarily need to be someone who's an elite on top of everything, a winner. It doesn't necessarily need to be the way. It does help a lot if he or she is a winner, because obviously you as a winner, you standing on the podium equals to your commitment to the hobby, to the sport, your concentration and your focus and your dedication to the hobby, and that cannot be taken away from you at all. I am giving you your flowers. I'm giving you all of the credit. You guys are there for a reason, and I'm very, very proud of you. I wish I could be like that now. I mean, there was a point where I was like, sort of getting there, and then I just, anyway, it's a long story. Now to give my perspective. So, like I said, I used to be a brand ambassador for AZT's hobbies for about maybe 2 or 3 years, until the company took a different direction. And however, we've still been friends, good friends with Jason from AZT's. He's an amazing person, and he actually helped quite a bit. So I was also a sponsored driver for a DS Racing for a little bit, and let's see who else. Yeah, I think that was about it really in all the years. Now, as a sponsored driver, especially with AZTs, it was oh yes, one of these. Um, as a sponsored driver and sort of brand ambassador for AZTs, they were quite structured in that I had to do reports, I had to report back, I had to give one saying report. Yeah, in the report I had to show how many posts I did, where what events I went for, what was the reach, what was the outcome. I had to do all of those things. So it wasn't just about me just being a brand ambassador and uh, being granted very generously extra parts, extra products to either distribute or advertise, etc. Same with DS Racing, which I'm also very grateful to have been a part of. I was I had to make sure I use the products. I had to make sure I post constantly. I had to promote the product. So with that, I had to promote the good, obviously give feedback on the bad, because no company wants you as a sponsored driver or brand ambassador to put out there that, okay, this product is cool, but here are its weaknesses. Those kinds of things you go directly back to your brand and you tell them that, hey, you know what, this product has some issues, and here are the issues. Here is the feedback. This is what testing I've done, and this is the feedback or the results. And if you have any ideas of how to fix it, you must put it forward. So with all of these brands, I had to do the same. Even with One Up Racing, I had to do the same thing. Unfortunately for me, One Up Racing got a bit costly on my side because of the shipping. The company is based in the US, and at the time, shipping was insane from US to South Africa. So it was very, very difficult for me at the time. And then a whole lot of stuff happened personally, and I kind of fell off, and things went a bit quiet. It got a bit more difficult, etc., etc. So anyway, I'm trying my best to claw my way back to a level where I can get recognized by these different brands and perhaps become part of the family. Um, at the same time, I'm not the best drifter. I don't consider myself that good at all. Yes, I can drift, but like that's about it. I don't consider myself to be very good, but I am working on it. I am definitely working on it. It's taking a bit of time because of the scene here, but that's a separate issue. Sorry, I digress from the topic. So at the end of the day, what we really want to understand from a brand ambassador as, and I'm gonna say this as just a regular member of the drifting brotherhood, of the drifting community, of what I see from brand ambassadors. And this is, I'm talking besides my friends locally here. And yes, it may seem a bit biased, but I assure you that I make these comments completely unbiasedly and objectively. So we have two brand ambassadors or sponsored drivers here in SA by sponsored by Yukomo. And I think we do have one sponsored Verdi driver, that's Kevin. I'm not 100% sure if he is actually sponsored or not, but for the sake of the conversation, I'm gonna slot it in. So these three individuals, Vivian, Kevin, and Cisco, who many of you know. So the two of them from Yokomo, one from Verdi. And I can say unbiasedly and objectively that they are doing a hell of a lot for the RC drifting community here in SA by providing technical support, by providing support just to the community as a whole, the technical expertise, the advice, the knowledge on the different products from their respective manufacturers. I personally have benefited from their help as well. Well, Brilliant and Cisco because I have a Yoko, I don't have a Verdi. But I've seen Kevin from the helping out others, even not necessarily if they have the same chassis, but just in general as well. And these are the kind of people that I look up to and who I see are brand ambassadors and what they need to do. On a global scale, now we have people like the View from Overdose, we have people like um, Hayato, uh, and then we've got like Alfredo Chan from Tech One, we've got, oof, there's so many. The names are just running through my mind and I can't grab any. So there's quite a few. I think you all know quite a few of them. Okay. So those ones that I've mentioned are the ones that I see on social media a lot. And this is besides the guys that I've spoken about. Hey, what's up, Sam? How you doing, mate? Thanks for joining in. And to the rest who have just joined in, welcome to another episode of the B-Rock Us Show, a live podcast for the drifters by a drifter. Today we're talking about brand ambassadors and the influence on RC drifting community and you specifically. So if you have any comments to add, please be my guest and drop a comment. So back to what I was saying. These few guys that I've mentioned on the international stage are the ones that I see the most, and perhaps it's because I follow them the most. They are constantly putting content out there. Like Rio and Hayato, I know they're always putting out content about what they're doing with the chassis, the new products, and how it affects it. Just a little short story. I believe they're posting a lot more on Amoeba, which is a Japanese sort of forum-based app kind of thing. And I need to go visit it more because I do have an account. And I see what they are doing. They also travel a lot, do a lot of competitions. Alfred, I know I've spoken to him one-on-one a few times, and he's been helpful. And I see the work he does behind. A lot of the guys in the US also, a few of them that I've spoken to, they also have quite good things to say about Alfred. So it's very, very cool. I know each one of them, if you have to ask them for assistance, they give it out to you. They're happy to help. And I think this is perhaps the kind of people that we need in the community. Those who uh, give more than they receive. Those who help out. Those who are visible. Those who create conversations and dialogues and create a very chilled and wholesome atmosphere and a wholesome vibe where people are drawn to the hobby more than they are against it. There will always be that one or two who are not with the program, so to speak. So we ignore those. We just let them be. We don't go after them. We don't need to. We don't need that negativity. We don't want to deal with that. We only want to, we are at peace. We only want peace with, with our hobby, and we just want chilled vibes, good times, and to enjoy yourself. So if you guys do have any comments, please go for it. If you do have anything you want to say, please, you can message me at any time and I'll always be there to answer your messages. If you have any other interesting things that you want to talk about, or perhaps something controversial that you want to address, but you don't want to do it yourself, feel free to message me and I'll take it on for you gladly. Sam says, social media is the fuel that keep our hobby going. I 100% absolutely agree. What I can tell you from my personal experience, if it wasn't for things like Facebook, Instagram, I would not be in this position that I am in here. I would not be talking to people from all over the world for the last 10 years. I wouldn't have gone to worlds and met almost every person there from the time I landed till the time I left. I've been meeting. I've met people there, people who I've spoken to for years and didn't get to meet. I've spoken to them. I know that sometimes on Facebook, it's just a Facebook friend. I'm a little different. Once I get to know people over social media, even though they may not exactly be 100% who they are, I consider them my friend. So a lot of you that I interact with, I consider all of you my friends. I know that if I if I ever had the chance to travel to your country or your place, I know we would get along, and I know I have a friend there. So that's with me. Um, yeah, guys. So I think that is it for today's episode. As you can see, I'm trying to cut down on the length of the episodes in this new season, trying to make it more bite-sized to keep everyone a lot more entertained and locked in, because we want to be all part of the conversation. And don't forget that my episodes are also uploaded to my YouTube channel, and the audio uploaded to Spotify, and soon Apple Podcasts as well. So you'll be able to listen instead of watching. Sam says new parts coming out from SRC. Look at fire, literally. Yeah, it's just a shame you joined in a bit late, because before I started with this topic, we showed off a little bit of the new backfire kit from SRC, which was fantastic. I just showed off a little clip from Vivian with showing the different settings of the backfire kits, and I think that's pretty cool. So, guys, in the future episodes, just be reminded that you're going to be seeing more content. There's going to be more show-offs, more product show-offs, more show-offs from you. I want to see what you are working on. I want to show off your work of art. I want to show off your projects. I want to show off your events, your drift, your side of the world. We are going to see a return of the track feature segment as well, which I particularly enjoyed, and hopefully we get to see some new tracks from other parts of the world which I haven't been able to feature. I want to do Korea. I want to do China. Maybe a few more in Japan, although it's very difficult. Some of the new tracks in the US and the UK as well. And I'll also bring to you an updated track feature on EDC, as well as the drift tracks from Cape Town. We got two there. One is in Kraaifontein and one is in a place called Langebaan. We're going to feature those tracks there. And if anybody else, if anyone else would like their track to be featured, please feel free to reach out to me and we'll make that happen. One of the other things I would really like to add on and create a new segment for is a driver feature. So I would love to feature some of you guys, but I want to vary it. I want to get older guys. I want to get newer guys. I want to get those seasoned drifters. I want to get guys who just joined into the hobby. And I want to speak to team managers. I want to speak to manufacturers. We're going to try and get all of those people in. But like I said, if you have anybody you would like to prop up, if you have anybody who you want to give credit for and feel that this person doesn't get any credit, message me and we'll make that happen. We'll do it in the most humble and respectful way, of course, and we will feature it. We've got a few new guys joining in. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in on today's episode. I know you're a bit late in, and perhaps this is the only time you could join in, but really appreciate it. This is your host, Bob Rock, and this is the B Rock RC Show, a live podcast for the drifters by a drifter. And I really appreciate that you took the time out to join in, even if it's for a few minutes. You guys are the real MVPs, and you give me the encouragement to keep going. And that is how I literally ended up on season six. Can you believe it? Season six. Um, so Isaiah says, us at Project Flow RC are all about growing the community while having fun in Virginia, USA. Dude, I would love to feature your track. I know that you're a fairly new uh, track. Project Flow RC. I realize that you are fairly new. If you would like to be part of the podcast, if you don't mind a little feature, please just send me a message and let's connect and let's see what we can do together. Alexis, thank you so much, bro. It's all good. I understand you at work. We've chatted so many times. Yeah, man, just really appreciate it. Zaya, good to see more drift content for worldwide. Absolutely, man. Like I said, this is season six. I've been doing this since 2020, surprisingly. Yes, I know dude, it's a long story. Let me just put it that way. It's a long story, and it's taken me a while to actually get back to even this level. So it can only get better slowly from here. It will get better, I promise. Add some more lights, get a better mic, maybe another camera or two. It's gonna be cool. Can't wait to finish this, Barbara. What do you think about it? Bro, bro, I've been I've been wanting to get my hands on one of the Hecotech products or the Hecotech chassis since forever. Like the Bianca, any of the Biancas, and now the Barbara. Gee, I think it's absolutely amazing. Unfortunately for me, I haven't had the opportunity to drive any of them or physically see any of them or put them together. So I can't really have a very good objective comment about it. I mean, I love what I see. I love the quality that I see. I love the level of adjustments and refinements that come with the chassis. But I don't know what to say. Perhaps you can let us know what it's like once you put it together and driven it. Let's have a little shakedown and let's see what we can let's see what it's like. So, guys, I want to thank you very much for joining in to today's episode. Please forgive me, but like I said, I've really cut down on the time of the podcast. Some of it because an hour is a bit long, but I think it's manageable. This kind of time length, I think it's pretty cool. Also to do this alone, kind of sucks a little bit of energy out there. As I said, I've personally been in RC for 18 years plus now. So it's very nice to find a person with similar goals within the RC world and passion for the hobby in its rare form. Let's have more in the future. Till then, be safe. Brother, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words. A lot of the guys here who actually know me can can vouch for exactly what you've said. And it's not me blowing my own horn or trying to be cocky or that kind of thing. But that's really what I'm about. I'm about encouragement, not discouragement. I'm about growing the hobby and ensuring that it's alive and that it's there for future generations to enjoy as well, just as much as I do. So I'll definitely connect with you and we'll have a chat and let's see how we can perhaps do a little one-on-one like this. It doesn't necessarily need to be live. Perhaps we can have a video call and record it and then play bits of it on the show if you are keen on that. So guys, thank you once again. Really appreciate you joining in today's episode of the B-Rock RC Show, season 6, episode 6. It's been awesome. It feels even more awesome being back like this and showing off like this. I hope you guys gonna stick with me on this journey. Like I said, if you haven't already done so, please like the page, I'm trying to get the numbers up back to what it was on my original page, so it got hacked. I'm also on YouTube. If you all the episodes from previous seasons are on YouTube, you can catch them there. You will also be able to catch the audio of each episode on Spotify. I'm currently updating Spotify as well. And the same episodes are going to be available on Apple Podcasts. I'm also on TikTok. I'm also on Instagram, and if you and there's my handle on Instagram there. And if you follow me, I will follow you back. Thank you again for joining in today's episode, and you guys take care. Please, if you have any projects that you want to show off, please tag me in your projects or send me a message, and I'll be more than happy to show it. Take care, guys. See you guys next week, same time, same place, and have an awesome week of gifting. Peace.